For me, sustainability means health for all.
Constructive, responsible change.
Balancing the different aspects, ecological aspects, economic aspects and social aspects.
Being responsible and careful with natural resources.
People, planet and products.
It's more of a journey than a destination.
In one word, it means the future.
The Greenhouse Gas Protocol is a long-standing partnership that we've had between the World Business Council for Sustainable Development and the World Resources Institute. We've been partnered for over 12 years to develop standards for business to measure and report their greenhouse gas emissions.
It was pretty clear to me 14 years ago that we weren't going to make much progress moving business on climate change until there was a sort of credible methodology for them to measure their emissions. You know, the old adage, you can't manage what you can't measure.
What stood out was the amount of participants from a wide variety of aspects, engineering, business, from all over the world. And so what you're left with there is not the work of a few, but the work of many.
We engaged over 2,300 participants in 55 countries over 3 years. That by having a global multi-stakeholder process, it really improved the quality, the rigor, the credibility of the standard.
It'll help us measure each product. It'll help us target where there are high levels of emissions that we can then work with our suppliers to reduce.
It allows for better transparency and understanding of the data, and the common measurements allow us to talk to the public and to our supply chain in more of a common language.
From a value chain standpoint, it also helps us to work with our suppliers, to partner with our suppliers to actually bring about reductions. And in the end, the practical application of these standards, that's what it's about.
They give us credibility when we talk both internally and externally about greenhouse gas emissions associated with our products.
The Greenhouse Gas Protocol gives a good framework, and it just gives us the basis for really reducing the risks and being able to catch the opportunities.
They allow companies to take a better look at where really material sources of emissions are. Perhaps a retailer, it's really in their supply chain, very significant emissions they should be measuring and reducing. For another sector, perhaps like a car manufacturer, it's really about the product use and disposal.
We've looked at milk, and the real problem is all in the cow. It's all about methane. So what have we done? We've gone away and invested more money in scientific research to understand how to reduce those emissions. We're also working with our farmers to get a really precise understanding on the farm of where emissions are arising for them.
It really is a tool that allows for practical implementation of those reduction efforts. So you can focus your company resources, focus the time and efforts that you put in your sustainability programs to truly bring about reductions.
How do you become more efficient in the use of energy, in the use of raw materials? I think the impact of these standards will be that in the near future, companies all over the world will start using these standards to plan their strategies and reduce emissions effectively.
Measurement is not the end game, it's the measurement that leads to management, that leads to reduction, that's really critical for business and society.
There is opportunities to reduce costs, there's opportunities to innovate. And we're already seeing from dozens of the companies that road tested the standards, them starting to act on what they found. And that is incredibly encouraging.